All right, welcome back again. Welcome, all you guys out there in OOTP land. Well, we've got a matchup of all matchups here. We've got two of the best teams going in the Laptophound Daily Final today. Those are the two teams that you see that were on the screen yesterday. They were playing for yesterday's final. That was won by the Pirates and 68 Pirates. Today, it is Escape from New York going up against those Puyallup Vikings. Yes, Puyallup and Escape from New York are heading to the finals of the Laptop Daily. Winner to get 2 Diamond Choice packs. The loser will still get 2 low Diamond Choice packs. I am Laptophound and streaming the finals of this tournament in my streaming name. So thank you very much, OOTP. And we are going to hop over to YouTube in just a little minute here because I don't want to interfere with other affiliates that are streaming on Twitch. And for some reason, I left my Twitch account open when I started this stream. So I figured, you know what? We'll spend a couple minutes here and maybe convince some of you guys to go over to YouTube. So good to see a few in the chat now. And there will be a 5-pack giveaway. We'll go over the lineup. So we'll show you the result of game number 1. And then if you guys want to fill out a form, I'll have a form there for you guys to fill out. And you can win 5 packs. Yeah, let's do this. Charles, Warbot, and Escape from New York taking on that Northwestern team from Puyallup, those Vikings. Going to be a good finals. We'll recap how they got here. We'll look at some of their rosters. And then we will start going into each of the games. So again, guys, if you want to check this out and want a chance to win 5 packs, I'm not going to keep streaming here on Twitch. There is the link for you if you want to come over to YouTube. Love to have you over there. And again, I will put the form out for you guys, and you can fill it out over there. So let's paste that in one more time. I'm going to cut the Twitch feed in just a minute or so as I get my YouTube all set up. Hope to see you there. Escape from New York and Puyallup Vikings coming up in 1 minute time. See you soon. Come on over. Fun. You can win some packs. All right, guys. Cutting the Twitch feed. All right, here we are back strictly on YouTube. Again, if you're in the chat, say hi. And if you're in the chat, let me know and I will post the form. I'm not sure how many people are going to be over here. Maybe there's just 1, 2, 3, 4. A lot of the OOTP players, they watch strictly on Twitch. They don't really watch on a lot of different platforms. But again, as I said, I don't want to interfere with other affiliates and have to, compete for views and things like that. So I don't mind if there's 1, 2, 3, or 4 people watching. I just love streaming this Laptop Daily Final because it's just a fun tournament. I love this tournament. So let's get on with it here and take a look at game number 1 of the finals. Check my YouTube feed, make sure things are not slowing down too much. Looks like I'm live. All right. Seems to be good. Maybe if someone's in the chat, just say hi, just to make sure the chat is working. And let me save a little bandwidth here. Close that down. Don't want too many things running at once. Let's go over here. right. I think the transition is done from Twitch to YouTube. All right. Here we go. Game number 1 is in the books. Hey, Leo Remus. It's weird on other platforms seeing some names that are not the same as Twitch. But good to see you, Leo. Yeah, the Oilers lost last night, and I don't mind at all because that means I get to shave very soon. So I'm going to put the contest entry form into the chat. There you go. Feel free to fill it out, but you've only got about 4 minutes to do that before the next sim comes in. And Leo, is it choppy? How's the connectivity? Because again, I'm not used to streaming live on YouTube. I don't know if how the platform handles my bandwidth and things like that. Am I coming in clear? Is there any kind of buffering going on? Just refresh my screen again. There we go. Paste that. We'll do that. Okay. Seems to be coming in a little bit better now after I refreshed. So game number 1, if you want a little bit of a cheat code here, not necessarily how it's going to turn out, but game number 1, Warbot and the Escape from New York team, they were able to win 15-2. Yes, I'm not kidding you. 15-2 over Puyallup. And again, just to give you a little bit of an idea, the Escape from New York team won their semifinals in 5 games, and Puyallup had to start right away because their series went a little bit longer, and they had to go 6 games. 6 games. So Escape from New York did have a 1-game rest. So yeah, they crushed Puyallup 15-2. And again, if you want to get your form in, you've got about 3 more minutes to get that in before we download game number 2. Again, the Laptophound daily runs daily. Go figure, it runs daily every morning. Starts up around 9:30 Eastern, and then the signups for the next day take place. And yeah, you just draft bronze cards and irons cards, and you try to compete for the overall monthly leaderboard. And the monthly all leaderboard is right up here. And again, it only takes me about an hour, 15 minutes, not even that, because the games come in every 10 minutes. So it depends how long the series goes. If it goes 7 games, it's an hour, 10 minutes. If it goes less, then I'm not here as long. So yeah, yesterday the Central Pirates, run by 68 Pirate, defeated GT Sundown and his Expanse Leviathan. And the overall leaderboard right now, the Lindblom Knights have 5 points. And then we got a grouping with the Ghost Ships, Team Oklahoma, the Blue Hornets, the Pinedale Thunder, Ricky Wants to Play Baseball, the Michigan Wolves, Mill Basin Yankees, and those Pirates with 4 points each. Okay. Going to close off the form in about 30 seconds here. 30 seconds to close off the form. And we'll go back to the game and check in on game number 2. Will it be Warbot's very first Laptophound daily win, or will we have the Vikings? I think both these teams, I don't think, have won this before. So I think we're going to have a first-time winner. Okay, the game is simming right now, so I'm going to go and close off the form. And not many entries today. We just have a handful of entries. So you got a good chance of winning. In fact, so far, just 4 entries. All right. And looking at the results, they seem to be favoring one team. Looks like we've got a bunch of people favoring Escape from New York. All right, let's go over here. And just want to check something here before we get moving on. All right. I think I think we're going to close off the form now. We got a few entries, so let's end that one off and go back over here. All right, so here we have it. Game number 2 is about to come in from the Laptophound Daily Final. We've got Escape from New York taking on a team from northwestern Washington State and the Puyallup Vikings. Two teams that you probably see quite a bit if you play tournaments. It might not be the Escape from New York team. It might be the baseball team that you see with a generic logo. But yeah, those are the two teams that I come across, from time to time, especially in the later rounds of a tournament. Both very, very good managers. Okay, we're not going to call a game until we get to the elimination, until one team is on the verge of being eliminated. So we're just going to go in and take a look at the box scores for the different games. We've got game number 1 went to Escape from New York with a 15-2 victory. No mercy. This manager has no mercy on his opponents. He likes to walk. He likes a good eye. He likes a big bat. And he took it out on the Puyallup Vikings in game number 1. Yeah. Tony Gonsolin, his first loss of the tournament, 8 runs on 6 hits, and only didn't even last a couple innings. He went 1 2/3 innings. Hernandez takes the win, his second win of the tournament. He is now 2-2, and he is actually the tournament or the game MVP. For the Puyallup Vikings in game 1, they had hits from Piggy Ward, Scott Brocious, Denny Hawking, 2 hits from Jelly Jackson. And then for the Escape from New York, they had a 3-hit game from Mike Redmond, their catcher, 2 hits from their pitcher, a couple hits from Bake McBride, and Earl Williams had 3 hits too. And can't forget Ivan Calderon. Ivan Calderon had a couple hits and 3 RBIs. So they went all out in game number 1 after having a 1-day rest. So then we go to game number 2, and in game number 2, what can I say? Escape from New York is determined to finally win one of these tournaments. They've come close a couple times this month. I believe they finished maybe 3rd or 4th yesterday even, but haven't quite won yet this month. And now they're looking pretty good because they won 7-0 in game number 2. 7-0. What's up with this team? Do we need to do a urine test on you? 7-0. 5 in the first inning, 1 in the second, and then 1 in the 9th inning on the road. And they only give up 3 hits. Puyallup, again, 2 errors. They had 2 errors in game 1. Now they have 2 errors in this game. It's not looking pretty. When you come into the finals and you give up 22 runs and you only score 2, I'd say you're in trouble, especially when you lose both games at home. Cumberland will take the loss. He is 0-3. And this kid Gleason, he does well in this tournament. Kid Gleason, an exclusive bronze card from 1892. He's 5-0. He will not have a chance to beat the record of most wins in a tournament by a pitcher. That record is held by Cliff Lee and Dontrell Willis, who both went 8-0 in previous tournaments. So that is the mark to beat. And I think it's pretty tough to get more than 8 wins the way this tournament is set up. You'd have to go to a lot of 7-game series, and you would have to pretty much win every game that you start. So 8-0 is the record for pitchers. Kid Gleason is now 5-0. However, he is not your player of the game, only giving up 3 hits. OTP, are you drunk? What's going on? How do you not give the player of the game to your pitcher who only gave up 3 hits? 4 walks, 1 strikeout, went the distance. This Goodman must have had a really good game because he is your player of the game. For your winning Escape from New York, We have 4 hits from Mark Lemke. He went 4 for 5, not player of the game. We had 3 hits from Goodman, including 3 RBIs, player of the game. And then we had 2 hits by Mike Redmond again, and 2 hits from Earl Williams and Bake McBride. So McBride, Williams, Mike Redmond, they've put in 2 good appearances in this final. Only 3 hits for the Vikings. 1 hit from Scott Brocious, 1 hit from Mark Teixeira, and 1 hit from Denny Hawking. So they are in trouble. They are in big trouble. They did not get a rest. Escape from New York won the semis in 5 games, so they had a 1 day off, which could, make a big difference for their pitching staff. And let's take a look at how tired they are. So only Kid Gleason, the Olin, and their game 1 starter are tired to the point where they can't or shouldn't play. And for Puyallup, what do we got? Yeah. Puyallup, you had a good run, but unless something magical happens with this fatigue for your pitchers, I don't know how well it's going to go for you. Let's check out the hitters in terms of their fatigue. Escape from New York is pretty rested. Mike Redmond and the only Nolan are the only 2 guys that are kind of getting tired. And for Puyallup, the Vikings are in a little bit of a difficult situation. They've got Denny Hawking, Jeffrey Hammonds, Jelly Jackson, Scott Brocious, and Carlton Fisk, all fatigued. All right, let's take a look how these teams got here. First of all, starting with the Escape from New York. So it always takes me a little while in this first round because there's so many teams. Got to look for them. Here they are. So Escape from New York, again, this is how tight this tournament is. It goes to game 7. Either team could have won game 7. And Escape from New York would not be here, obviously, if they lost game 7. So Cloudsdale takes Escape from New York to game 7, and Escape wins by a score of 5-1. In round 2, let's see how they did. Who was their opponent? They took on Brent's team of the Boise Bees, and they had a much easier time of it in round 2. So they go to round 2 and win that one 4-1. Over in round 3, they take on the Tiger Cub Michigan Wolves, who I believe have 1 victory so far in February. So this was a pretty good matchup. It went 6 games. Oh, no, they didn't play the Wolves. That's the wrong team. They played the B-Town Nasty Boys and beat them in 5. All right, B-Town run by Beetle Boy, 9-1-1. Then we go to the quarterfinals and Escape from New York. Probably their toughest series. I know game 1 went, or round 1 went 7 games, but this one, the scores were much closer. And once again, Warbot wills his way to a game 7 after winning game 4 and 6 against Makadkar. And he goes to game 7 and it's 9-8. It is a who's who of hitters in that game. Look at all these doubles and triples. Both teams were on the double train today. They hit a lot of doubles in that game. And Escape from New York does escape with a 4-3 round win. That will move them on to the semifinals. And in the semifinals, they come up against those Michigan Wolves that I talked about a little bit earlier, and Tiger Cub with 1 victory so far in February. And Warbot doesn't have much trouble. There's a 1-0 game. And after that, a lot of games with 8s in it. 8-1, 8-6, 8-5, 8-2. The magic 8 is the lucky number for Escape from New York in the semis. So that'll take them to the finals. And again, if you're just joining us in the finals, It is Escape from New York up 2-0, winning game one 15-2, and winning game two 7-0. So you would think it's going to be pretty easy, right? You would think, oh, it's going to be pretty easy. Well, we've seen stranger things happen. So I'll leave the leaderboard up there while I download the latest game. Let's go and download that. And again, we're only going to call the game once we get to an elimination situation. So we're not quite there yet. If you're in the chat, say hi. Got a couple people that commented a little earlier, and sorry you missed out on the contest, but I gotta cut off the form once game two comes in. I always stream this around this time every day. So if you want to try and win 5 packs, get here right around 6 p.m. Eastern. And sometimes I do it on Twitch, sometimes only on YouTube. But again, I don't want to disrupt teams that are already streaming on Twitch. So coming over to YouTube, and if there's one person watching, that's fine by me because I love this tournament and I don't mind talking to myself. I really don't. That I do it often, but I really don't. Okay, let's get to the next game. Next sim is in. Again, this is the final of the Laptophound lower level leisure lounge tournament. The Escape from New York team up against the Puyallup Vikings. Game number 3, will it be a stranglehold and a 3-0 lead, or will Puyallup make a series of it? Will they will their way to another game? And it is a 6-3 victory for Escape from New York. Snake Plissken, you're 1 win away. Snake Warbot Plissken, 1 win away from taking this in a sweep. So we get single runs by New York in inning 3, 4, 5. Puyallup scores a couple to make it interesting. And then a third run, 7th inning for New York. Puts a cap on it. Fred Bebe. 5-1. I used to love this card early in the cycle, but apparently it still can do some damage. 8 innings, 8.1, 9 innings, and 7 innings, only giving up a couple earned runs. Gives up home runs, though. He's given up a home run in every game that he's pitched in the last 5. So he is the game winner. He is 5-1. Mr. Hamilton, Joey Hamilton, takes his first loss of the tournament. So that's got to hurt when your ace pitcher takes his first loss. He will drop to 4-1. And for Puyallup, who managed this time to get 5 hits, better than the 3 from last game. They get a hit from DeMoss, from Edmonds, Hawking, and Rob Deere. Also, Jelly Jackson. It's a pinch hit. For the New York team, they get 2 hits from Mr. Sledge, Earl Williams, Beard, and singles by McBride. Dermel Sledge is your player of the game. The limited edition 62 bronze card, a very popular card. More so a month ago. Still very useful in this tournament. I always take him if I see him as options. He got a couple home runs last game. So, yeah, very well done, Mr. Sledge. And your 312 average. Montreal Expos, 8 home runs on the tournament and 20 RBIs. The record for home runs in a Laptophound tournament is 16 by Bob Horner in a tournament. And I don't think we're going to come close to that today, as Brett Butler and Mr. Luderus only have 9. So that makes it 3-0, and we're going to an elimination game now. Puyallup must come back and win 4 in a row, which is going to be very tough to do, as I'm sure they have a very tired bullpen. Yeah. They've got their number 5 starter in Mickey McDermott. He's rested. And then they've got Elvis. Elvis. He's ready to go. And that's it. Everyone else for their pitching staff has some fatigue. Whereas if we look at Escape from New York, they've managed their team well. They've got less pitchers, and really only their starters are tired right now. Gleason, Bebe, Fannin, and Henderson. And they've got the Canadian, the only Nolan, 5-0, looking to cap off his tournament by going 6-0. He's going to be going up in game number 4 for Escape from New York. Let's take a look now how Puyallup got to the final. In round number 1, the Puyallup Vikings would take on Fussmucker's Tasmanian Devils, and they would win it 4-0. The Devils, no match for the Vikings, although after game 1, all 3 remaining games were within a couple runs, so could have went either way. In round number 2, the Vikings would sweep the Jokerfish, another very good team in this tournament. So the Vikings start off by going 8-0 in the tournament, and then things get a little bit more tricky for them. They would go on and they would face the Otters. No, where are they here? Where's Puyallup? They would face the Typhoons. And this time they did not sweep. They had to go 6 games, including winning game 5 and 6. So that tested them a little bit in the round before the quarters. In the quarterfinals, they met up against GT Sundown, who was the runner-up in yesterday's tournament. GT does well in this tournament, often see him in the final 8 with either the Mile High Mayhem or his Expanse Leviathan. And he took him to 6 games. Puyallup had to go to 6 games, and game number 6 was a 1-0 victory with the only run scored in the first inning. And then in the semifinals, this is the one that might have cost Puyallup a little bit. We had an extra inning game or two, a 1-0 game, and they had to go 6 games against those Eagles. So those Eagles, they took out Ezra Denny's red shirts. The Vikings took out the Mayhem. Escape from New York took out Makadkar's team, and then the Wolves took out the Rainiers. So the quarterfinals were really competitive. Every series went at least 6 games. Then we get to the finals, and again in the finals, if you're just joining in, 3-0 for Escape from New York, 15-2, 7-0, and 6-3 are your scores, outscoring them 28-5. This might be the biggest blowout we've ever had in the finals. If it's over in 4. That's just incredible. All right, before we get to game number 4, let's take a look at who these 2 teams drafted as part of their pitching staff. Escape from New York went with 10 pitchers, which I usually go with. They had Fred Beebe as their number 1. He's 5-1. The only Nolan is 5-0. We have Hernandez 2-2. Kid Gleason's 5-0. And Charlie Lee, really good iron card, is 2-2. In the bullpen, Finnegan, Fannin, Bud Black, John King, and Mike Kopech, I believe is a live player. Yes, he is. So really the only, I guess, weakness, and I don't even know if it's a weakness, but Charlie Lee is the only pitcher they have on staff with an ERA over about 4.2. Brandon Finnegan's at 4.15, but he does have 10 saves, so you can't really fault him. And then with Puyallup and their pitching lineup, they went with Tony Gonsolin. So their ace is a live card. That's amazing that you can get to the finals with your number 1 guy as a live pitcher. But he is one of the better live pitchers because of that pitcher BABIP. So again, cannot fault him. He is 4-1. Joey Hamilton, Frank Wickware, a very underrated card that of all the tournaments in January, Frank Wickware had the highest WAR in a single tournament. It's a record of 2.7. So if you see Frank Wickware, he's a guy that you should draft because he can put in some good performances. Doesn't have the win record. That's Cliff Lee and Dontrell Willis with 8. But he does have the WAR record for a single tournament at 2.7. And then we got John Cumberland, Mickey McDermott, 2-0. And in the bullpen, they've got Elvis, Carl Edwards Jr., the live version, Turo Buto, Piretti, and Nuno. Weaknesses, 4.26 for their closer, 3.95 for Turo, and John Cumberland at 5.4. All right, game number 4 is in. Going to put you back on the splash screen here so we don't spoil anything. Let's go here. All right. Let's download game number 4. Right now, there are 39 out of 64 teams in the tournament. So if you're not entered, go have some fun. Go draft a team. You never know. You may make it to the finals. I mean, if Warbot can make it to the finals, anyone can. Anyone. Except me. I've only made I made 2 finals since the inception of this tournament. I lost one to D. Dempsey, and I won one over the Michigan Wolves. So I'm 500, and in baseball, 500 is pretty good. Wow. If you're a player, not so much if you're a team. Is the game in? Is it in? It looks like it is. All right, we are going to a possible elimination game. And with an elimination game, I like to call that. So we'll see if it's just 1, 2, 3, or 4 games that we're going to call here. We are going to New York. So there is no escaping this time because we are headed to the Big Apple for game number 4. Myself off the screen. Can the Canadian, the only Nolan, wrap this up, or will we go to a game 5? Piggy Ward will lead off the game for the Vikings, and that will be the first out. Right. Next up, we go to the top of the 3rd in a 0-0 game. 2 hits apiece for both teams. Piggy Ward back at the plate. And this time, Piggy Ward's going to drop one over the shortstop. And here comes the runner from second. Runner is safe. The Puyallup Vikings will get off to a 1-0 lead. They have not led this series very much, if at all. So they finally get a lead on New York. However, we go to the bottom of the 4th with Ivo Goodman on first, Ivan Calderon on at the plate. Calderon, again, one of the best bronze hitters out there. And good eye. I wouldn't expect anything less from a Warbot team. Calderon takes the walk. Walk is as good a hit as Warbot likes to say. Adam Dunn at the plate. Adam Dunn, a power hitter. He can hit the home run going up against the number 5 starter, Mickey McDermott. And Dunn strikes out looking. Ooh, that pitch was a beautiful, beautiful breaking pitch right over the plate. 1 away for Mike Redmond. Mike Redmond had 2 hits in game 1, 2 hits in game 2. He's had a really good final so far. And that one is ripped up the middle. Here comes the runner from second, and he will score on the errant throw. Runners advance to second and third, and New York ties the game up at 1. Thermal Sledge, the limited edition Montreal Expo at the plate with 1 away. Here comes the pitch. Sledge slashes that one into left field. 1 run comes in. No, they hold the runner up at third. But New York in the 4th inning will take a 2-1 lead. The only Nolan gets the bat. The Canadian. The limited edition 1 of 1. No, not really, but it should be. Up against Mickey McDermott. And he takes a walk. You got to love that when your pitcher takes a walk. And that'll load up the bases for Marcano, the number 9 hitter. Marcano into center field. Will it be deep enough to score the run? Here comes the play at the plate, and I can't see it. Did they send him? They did not. They held Mickey Redmond up at third. Ollie Beard at the plates. Key at bat for both teams. If Mr. Beard can get a hit here, I think the series is over. If Mickey McDermott can somehow squeeze out an out, there is hope for the Vikings. And oh, what a play by the third baseman. Who was that? That was Scott Brocious, who might be the best third baseman in this tournament. What a grab by Scott Brocious, and Mickey McDermott is going to have to buy him a beer after the game because that was the game right there potentially for New York. All right, we go to top of 5. We get to see Puyallup bat. Jelly Jackson with the runner on first. And Jelly watches that on the inside, and he will trot down to first on ball 4. DeMoss goes to second. And here is your pitcher up. A chance to help himself by getting a hit. McDermott swings away, and that's going to go right into the glove of the center fielder. Wasted opportunity for Puyallup, and we go to bottom of 5 in a 2-1 game. Calderon at the plate, Shannon on second, Goodman on first. Calderon drives that deep to the PISD sign with a little swan on it, and that is going to score one run. One run will come in, and the New York team now with a 3-1 lead heading to the top of the 6th. That's all they could get was that one run. All right, Piggy Ward. Piggy at the plate. The Canadian Nolan delivers. Piggy gets Puyallup on the base paths with a single to lead off the 6th inning, and now it's Scott Brocious who made that fabulous grab at third base to end the 4th inning. And that is high. All right, Puyallup. We're starting to see a little bit of life out of this Puyallup team. Watch out, New York. 2 on, nobody out for Mark Teixeira, the number 3 hitter for Puyallup. Teixeira, just gets under that one. Runners are not going to be able to advance. I don't know. Do you get Mark to lay down the bunt there? Probably not. You probably got to let him hit. Mark is not going to bunt. Jim Edmonds at the plate with 1 out. Over to second, back to first. Edmonds hits into an inning-ending double play. Once again, the Vikings cannot do anything. But the way the game likes the Vikings batting, we are going to the top of the 7th with 1 out, Rob Deere on first, and Elwood DeMoss at the plate. DeMoss is going to single into center field. Will that be it for the only Nolan? Does Warbot have a short hook on this pitcher? We'll find out quickly here. Nope, he's still in the game. Let him ride. He's a Canadian. He can handle it. Lives in minus 40-degree weather half of the year. Keep him in. Torey Luvuelo, a card that Escape from New York really likes, at least used to. Can he deliver? Outside, Luvuelo with the walk. Down by 2, 1 away, bases loaded, and we've got pinch hitter Denny Hawking. So Luvuelo pinch hit successfully, pinch walked, and Denny Hawking with 1 out. Only thing you don't want him to do is hit into a double play. The only Nolan digs back. He shakes off the first pitch from Redmond. He shakes off the second pitch. And now he's ready to deliver. That one, second, first, double play, and that's the second double play Puyallup has hit in the last couple innings. Way to shake off those pitches, Nolan. Well, Puyallup, you had your chance. Twice you had the bases loaded or close to it, and you could not score a run. And now New York says, watch what we do with the bases loaded. Shannon on third, Goodman on second, Calderon on first, Adam Dunn at the plate. Good eye, good power, Jose Buto in the game for the Vikings. And that one gets away from the catcher. That's going to score a run. And I don't think you come back from this. New York scores 4 in the inning. Puyallup gets 2 in the top of the 8th and loads the bases up again. So one swing of the bat from Torey Luvello, and we have a tie game. Not known for his home run power, though. Only 43 home run power. 2 out. Their third chance in as many innings to cash in. Can they do it? The only Nolan delivers, and that one's going to fall into left field. 1 run comes in. Here comes the play at the plate. Safe. Puyallup claws within 2. Those Vikings are battling, and Nolan is still in. What's going on, New York? You're torturing the kid. Who is he? Patrick Waugh? Get him out. He served his purpose. Well, 2 out. Mac Eggleston, pinch hitting in the number 9 slot. Do or die. Puyallup needs a hit. Otherwise, I think it's game. Nolan delivers and strikes him out. The Canadian comes through with the strikeout, and we head to the bottom of 8. Goodman at the plate, Red Shannon on first. Carl Edward Jr., a good live reliever, is in the game, but he gives up a base hit. And that's going to move the runners to first and third. No, it's a double. A double for Goodman. 1 out. Runners on the corner. Adam Dunn. Well, they must have threw someone out at the plate there. Must have been what happened. Adam Dunn, Carl Edwards Jr. Dunn, a weak grounder, but he beats it out. Now, will Adam Dunn ever beat out an inside in like an infield single? What's up with that? What kind of crazy play is that? I'm going to put myself on screen and go, what the heck? Adam Dunn beats out an infield single? Will the real Adam Dunn please stand up? All right, Termel Sledge at the plate, 8-5 game, bottom of 8, Sledge to short and out. Oh, no. You know what? Escape from New York. I got to give your managerial skill a shout out. You do not let your players give up. Dunn beats out an infield single, and Termel Sledge does the same. Like, I don't know what kind of motivational speech you give before the games, but it's working. They are playing hard. The only Nolan, it looks like they want to bring him out for the 9th inning because he's batting here with 2 out. No pinch hit. And the only Nolan, he cranks it into left field. That's going to score 1, 2. That's going to clear the bases. And good evening, good night. We're done. There is no coming back. Even in OOTP, we are not coming back from an 11-5 score. And Warbot is going to reward his pitcher by allowing him to finish off the 9th inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Mark Teixeira at the plate. And Teixeira grounds to short, over to first, and that will do it. Congratulations to the Escape from New York team with a victorious 11-5 victory. Yes, your pitchers walk. I'm just seeing your comments now. We tell them the punishment for walking is they have to run. Yeah. You hear a bag skating in hockey? Well, Charles Bag walks them. Bag runs them. Wow, that is as dominating of a final series that I've seen in a very long time. 11-5. Player of the game is Ivo Goodman, and yeah, the only Nolan. Not a record breaker. Cliff Lee holds the record with Mr. Dontrell Willis, 8 wins in a tournament. He will finish off with 6 wins. And the pitching staff for Puyallup, they didn't have enough. They got worn out from the last round and never really fully recovered. So box score, let's take one more look at the box score here. Escape from New York gets a lot of doubles, no home runs this game for New York. 3 hits from Goodman, who is your player of the game. 3 hits from Termel Sledge, and 4 RBIs. Look at that. Meta pitcher. He bats. He hits. He walks. He has complete games. 267 for the tournament. 1 run, 8 hits, 6 RBIs, 2 walks. I'm drafting this guy today. If he's on my possible choices, I'm taking the only Nolan. What an outstanding performance in this tournament. For Puyallup, they did get more hits than they had in any other game this series. Piggy Ward goes 4 for 5. DeMoss goes 3 for 4. And Rob Deere has a couple hits. Your tournament MVP, well, at least for the final round, is Termel Sledge. So a big shout out to the New York team. Escape from New York will not be able to escape quite yet. They're going to have to live on the East Coast there. But let's take a look at their MVPs as they walk their way to the final. Round 1, MVP goes to Adam Dunn. In round 2, we have Mike Redmond as the MVP. In round 3, the MVP will go to Adam Dunn, his second MVP of the tournament. In round number 3, 7-game series, it goes to Ivan Calderon. In the quarterfinals. In the semifinals, it is Termel Sledge. And in the finals, once again, Termel Sledge. So I am giving the overall MVP to the tournament to Termel Sledge. Clutch in the semis, clutch in the finals. He hits .329, a 1.8 WAR, 27 hits with 17 runs and 8 home runs. There you go. Draft this card if you see him. Termel Sledge. So you want to see what a winning lineup looks like? I showed you the pictures earlier. Here are your hitters for Escape from New York. Catching, they had Barney Gilligan, Mike Redmond. First base, they went with Adam Dunn. Second base, Mark Lemke, Rylan Bannon, and Earl Williams at third. Ollie Beard at short with Marcano and Rigney and Red Shannon. Jimmy Slagle with Termel Sledge, Bobby Del Greco, Bacon McBride, Ivan Calderon, and Ivo Goodman. Definitely the strength of this team was their pitching and their outfield was the strength of the team. Pitching-wise, for the winning Escape from New York, Baby goes 5-1. The only Nolan goes 6-0, and Kid Gleason goes 5-0. So between those 3 pitchers, they went a combined 16-1. 16-1. And again, if you're just joining in, the finals is done in 4 games. Escape from New York scores 28, 39 runs in the final to the Vikings 10. Yeah, just a little bit of a beating. So congratulations, Escape from New York will collect the 4 points for today's victory. And like I said, let me show you the tournament results so far. There you go. Escape from New York, 4-0 over the Vikings. And we get to add their name to the sheet. Escape from New York, TTC. Yesterday, they finished 4th in the tournament, losing out to the Leviathan. And today, they we got 2 Escape from New York. See, Charles, you're so good. You get your name on there twice. All right, we'll have to fix that. Maybe it's just a simple capitalization. Let's see. Does that work? There we go. So Escape from New York with 5 points. They are now currently tied with the Lindblom Knights for the February lead. I'll put those other teams in a little bit later. All right, we're going to end off doing my draft for today. 41 entries so far in the tournament. So it will fill up within the next couple hours. So if you want to try something out for fun, it doesn't cost anything. You don't need to own the cards. You simply go to your perfect drafts, look for the Laptophound daily, enter it, draft your team, and tomorrow morning it will fire off. 1985 environment, no designated hitter, and we're playing in Munghak Park. A lot of home run power there, Charles. A lot of home run. Okay, I'm going to quick draft my team, and then I'm going to be out of here because I have to be on again tomorrow. Archivon is a no-brainer, and I'm going to go with Jimenez. Although Accordi would have been good too. Stephen Vogt and Woody Held or Alex Reyes. Home run suppression. We're going with Alex Reyes and his low control. Ray King. I know Berkman or Fogarty's good on defense. But I like Berkman against the righties. I like Ray King. Oof. 2 out of 3 I have to take here. 2 out of 3. Who do I take? Let's go Jim Fogarty. Let's get some defense in center field. Next up, we're going to go with Colvin and with I don't know. I do not know. I guess Elvis. We saw him on the Puyallup team, so let's go with Elvis. He was their stopper, and if they made the final with him as their stopper, he can't be that bad. Hank Conger for sure as my second catcher, and I forget which of these pitchers is decent. Remember, this is a home run park here. Doesn't mean you want to give up on pitcher Babbitt, but let's go. Better take Rabbit. Elwood DeMoss, because hey, the winning team had Elwood DeMoss. I'm going to copy that. And I think I'm going to go with, let's go Jim Rice. Next up, Kid Gleason, who went 5-0 for the winning team today. Oh yeah, I noticed that, kid. This profile here went 5-0 in the tournament. Let's see you do that tomorrow. And maybe Ken Trinkle. There we go. That's 6 pitchers, 4 more I need. Ryan Friel and Taylor Duthit. Roberto Clemente. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. You would think Willie Mays, but I already have a couple center fielders. So I'm going to go Taylor Walls. Let's go, I think, Adam Simber. Let's go Adam Simber. Sure, let's give Jackie some love. All right, I need a first baseman and pitching. First base and pitching. And of course, I do not recommend you take this card unless you want to lose early in the tournament. If you just want to enter a fun team, pick this guy, Orion Kirkering. Probably the worst pitching profile in the game. Slightly worse than Ben Sheets. Don't know. Don't know. None of you guys jump out at me here. Ibar? Sure, Ibar. And little bit. No, we don't want Woody Fry. All right, we'll just take another outfielder. Defensive outfielder. Come on, server. Come on. Come on. You can do it. Come on. Come on. Don't make me change the batteries. There we go. And now I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to go Ibar and Jimmy Lambert. Sir, you're right. 3 pitchers. I need one more starter. Oh, Mike Jacobs. There we go. And of course, I don't see many starters here. Who do we have that can start? Reggie Willits. Oh, my sixth outfielder. Willits and Jacob. Win-win. One more pitcher. Who is the best pitcher here? Come on, one of you guys must jump out and say, I'm the best pitcher, take me. Not you. At least you've got stamina. Not you. No. Okay, we're going with Louis Ortiz. And then we need, what do we need? Another first baseman, third baseman. Who can play first and third? First guy that can play first and third, I'm drafting you. Just third. Apparently none of you want to be on my team. Well, I think I can win first round. After that, I do not know. Reyes, Jimenez, Gleason, Ortiz, and Ibar. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. I cannot afford to go to many game sevens because I do not have the stamina. Who's my lowest stamina here? Ibar? Yeah. Well, it was fun drafting anyway. It was fun. Oh, let's pick not that it really matters. What's one that's been successful for me? This one. Hitters, no DH, so the pitchers will pitch and hit. How do you not have Archie Vaughn in the starting lineup? Game, are you drunk? What's going on? How do you not have Archie Vaughn in the starting lineup? Get in there. Same here. Get in there for Rabbit. Boy, I got to do all the work here. Reggie Willits, how do you not have him in against the lefties? Look, he's not even here against he's not even in the backup against the lefties. That's why you got to double check your lineups, folks, because this guy should be in against the lefties. Who's in there right now for Reggie Willits? Left field, Jim Rice. No. No, Jim. No. You can back up. Who else is missing? Roberto Clemente. You should be in against, you only play right field, though. Who's my right fielder? Oh, I'm going to keep him in. Okay. Wise decision for the game there. And Elwood, you can play both ways. Who does not deserve to be in here? Taylor Walls. Hit the road. Taylor Walls. Live player they're putting in instead of Elwood. How dare you? Second. What's going on? First baseman. Baseman's got to be Mike Jacobs, right? Mike Jacobs against the righties. Mike, get in there. I'm sorry the game treats you this way. Who's your backup? Stephen Vogt. There we go. Man, can't find good AI help anymore. Thank you, Leo. Thank you, Leo. And I'm just looking at the entries right now. So 2 entries have Escape from New York winning. No one has them winning in 7. 2 teams have them winning in 6. Total runs in the final game. Now I forget what was the total. What was the total runs in the final game? What was that final game? It was like a blowout, wasn't it? 11-7 or something. I got to go check in on that. Final game. 11-5, 16 runs. Okay, let me check the entries here. No one had 13 or higher, so those 2 people continue on to the tiebreaker. Total home runs. Okay. Gonna make me count. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 home runs. Closest over or under. 1 guessed 9, 1 guessed 8. 8 is closer to 7 than 9. So congratulations go out to Leo Remus for winning today's contest. Leo, I will add your name to the winners of tomorrow's Hawk Report contests. So it'll be at least 24 hours before those packs make it to your account. And I do know your account name because I think it's the same. I think it's Leo Remus. So congratulations. And you had a much better chance, 1 in 6 chance, because not many entries over here on the YouTube channel. Okay. Here we go. All right, that is going to be it for me. A short broadcast today because we only went 4 games. Go get entered in the Laptop Daily. It is now 44 out of 64, 20 more spots left. We'll see you tomorrow. The pre-TWIP show, pretty sure we're doing a pre-TWIP show on Twitch with the amigos. One amigo is on vacation, but I have a guest amigo coming on. Maybe some early bird cards as well. And then, of course, we got TWIPed with the what's their phrase for tomorrow? The small sample gods. Cards that are small sample gods. And then we have the Hawk Report. And then later in the day tomorrow, back for the finals between our 2 finalists in the Laptop Daily Challenge. Thanks, guys. Have a wonderful evening. We'll see you next episode.